How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is actually something that was sort of thought of as a recommendation, I suppose, during a conversation in Discord. Someone was asking me what sort of things they should be putting on their preset for doing bossing, and if there's anything that they should have on a lot of the presets that they are making. So I decided I would actually just make a video on this explaining it for them, and also for anyone else who it may help as well, because if it helps anyone else out, then happy days. Okay, so today's video is going to be 5 items that should be on pretty much every single PVM preset that you are going to be making. There may be some exceptions here and there, but these items are going to be useful pretty much everywhere you go. So let's get started with that. If you enjoy the video, if it helps you out, make sure to leave a like on it, and also do subscribe if you are new to the channel and you find any of this interesting or it does help you, because there'll be probably more of it coming in the near future. But anyway, let's start off with the first item. Alright, so I've loaded up my preset here, and everything that I'm going to be talking about is actually in this preset. So honestly, that could there's the end of the video, guys. No, I'll talk about why and which items they are, and I'll explain like reasons that they're useful and what situations they're going to be useful in. So let's start off with the very first one. Of course, you're going to have your overloads and stuff. These are just sort of, I'm assuming these are a given. This isn't one of the 5, but these super prayer renewals are actually, I am so surprised that not everybody's already using these. So super prayer renewals is something that is incredibly useful, because what it will do is as you drink it, you'll get a prayer boost like a prayer potion, then you'll get this 5-minute buff here, and over the 5 minutes your prayer points will slowly restore. As it says here, your prayer points will restore slowly over time. Now this basically means that when you have something like Soul Split active, your prayer points will drain a lot slower than when you didn't have that potion there. So it's really useful during boss fights for helping keep your prayer up, and also from meaning that you don't have to take 3 prayer potions. You can take 1 of these and maybe 1 prayer potion, and then it'll balance it out for you and make you save a lot more inventory space. Now you can have these in the Elder Overload salves as well, so whichever way you want to go with it. I just use the Elder Overload potion and the Renewal potion, and I'll just use them at the exact same time at the beginning of a fight. Keep these up together, nice and easy. They last the same amount of time, as you can see. If I use one of these and drink another one of these, they last the exact same amount of time, so it's nice and easy to keep control of. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is actually the Ring of Vigour, which you can see at the end of my inventory here. Now the reason I'm building up some adrenaline here is to show you exactly what it does, in case anyone who's watching doesn't know. So what this does is it will save you adrenaline when you use an ultimate ability. So you'll be able to use something like Sunshine, for example. With this ring on, I've just equipped it, and then if I use my Sunshine, I save 10% adrenaline straight away. Now you might think, 10% adrenaline just for a ring switch, is that even worth it? Yes, hell yes, it's worth it. So the reason it's so good is it gets you into your thresholds a lot quicker than if you didn't have it. This could allow you to get an extra threshold in during Sunshine or Death Swiftness. It works with Berserk, it works with all ultimates. Saving 10% adrenaline is absolutely brilliant, and I would highly recommend, if you don't have one of these, that you go and get one. They're definitely not too hard to get from Dungeoneering, so I would suggest you do get one. You'll be using it for pretty much the rest of your PVM time. You will use it at every boss you go to, anywhere you go to use PVM. If you're going to use an ultimate ability, this ring comes with you. It's absolutely brilliant. If you really don't like ring switches, you could technically camp this, but I would, as the stats on it are pretty decent, but I would suggest that you bring it as a ring switch, and I would highly suggest that you do bring this pretty much everywhere you go. Alright, so the next item that is going to be super useful for you to bring along everywhere you go is going to be the Enhanced Excalibur. Now what this does is it will heal you over time, saving you food, meaning you can get a nice little recharge over time without using up your adrenaline and stuff like that. It is definitely worth doing, but there's a few other uses that you can use for it as well, but we'll get onto those once I talk about the actual effect of this item. Now to use it, all you want to do is right click it and press activate. What this will do is you'll say for Camelot, do a nice little animation, and over time you will see you get this little heal here. It showed 0 for me as I'm full health, but what this will do is heal 10 times over 40 seconds, and it heals 4% of your max health. So basically, simplified down, that's 4,000 health if you have 10,000. It does 40% of your max health. A 4,000 heal on a right click and activate is absolutely awesome. There's a few other uses for this in places such as You can use it when you're using onslaught, so it'll help you get another onslaught hit in. Or as well, you can also use it as your offhand for bladed dive. Now, I always use this as my offhand for bladed dive, as it means I only then need to bring one more weapon. So for example, if I am going to equip these, I can then bladed dive over here, and nice and easy. So it does have a few uses, it's absolutely worth getting, but it can take a little while to actually get this thing. So you're going to have to get the Excalibur itself. To get the Excalibur, you'll have to complete Merlin's Crystal, the quest, and you'll get that as a reward from this. However, to get it as the enhanced version, you need to complete the Sears Village achievements. Once you've done that, you can buy the enhanced Excalibur from the Lady of the Lake. It only costs 500 coins. If you lose it, it will only cost you another 500 to get back, but it is 100% worth bringing everywhere you go, as the free heal is absolutely great. 4,000 health off of a right click is just really, really good. The next item is going to be something that saves you a lot of time during kills. It's going to increase your damage by a lot for the amount it costs. It's the vulnerability bomb. Now, holy hell, these are absolutely brilliant. So let's start attacking this training dummy and I'll show you why. If you throw this near or at your target, it will apply the vulnerability debuff to the target. And you'll notice now on its debuff bar, you can see vulnerability is there. Whoops, misclick. Vulnerability is just there. It will increase the target's damage received by 10%. Now, 10%, you may be thinking, that's not too much, is it? 10% is a lot. People spend a lot of money just to get 1 or 2% damage increase. So getting this for, let's have a look what these are worth at the moment, about 21k, 22k. These are absolutely worth the money that they cost. This will apply the debuff for around about 3 minutes, I believe, and what this will do is just basically make your kills a lot faster, make you do a lot more damage, and this works for yourself and anyone who's attacking that boss at the same time. So if you take this to a duo, say at Raksha, only one person has to throw the vulnerability bomb down, and this will work. Of course, you can cast this from the spellbook, the standard spellbook as well, but even when I'm using magic, I tend to bring these with me anyway, because one, I'll usually be using Ancients at Telos or something, or in all honesty, I usually forget to use vulnerability from the actual spellbook, so I just bring these along and it's just easier for me to remember. But of course you can still use it from the spellbook. Great thing about these is that they can be used through range and melee as well, so definitely worth bringing along with you everywhere you go, because the 10% damage buff, as long as you can use it on the thing you're killing, holy hell, that's really good for about 21k a throw. So the last item that I am going to suggest you bring everywhere you go, and absolutely everywhere that you go for PvM, I suggest you bring this item. And I've saved it for last because I'm probably going to talk about it slightly longer than the rest, but a shield. Always, always, always bring a shield when you go bossing. You may think that certain bosses you're just not going to need it, but honestly, just take it anyway. If you don't need a shield at a boss, you probably aren't going to need a whole lot of food, but you can spare one bit of food for the shield to bring along, as what it will do is, if you ever get in a situation where you could use one, it means you've got it. But guys, if you're PvMing and you don't use a shield, then you really should start learning what these abilities do. You can do things like getting your health given back to you, you can reduce damage incoming to yourself, you can do so much with a shield. It is absolutely worth bringing along. Araxor's a really good example. You could go to Araxor without a shield and you really don't need a shield. You can use it to res on the webs, okay, but other than that, you don't really need a shield. You don't have to res on the webs, you'll be absolutely fine. But say you were doing path 2 and you are at the top of the ramp and you are just stood there and you don't see that Araxor has thrown a insta-kill spider near yourself. You see that spawn, like where the dummy is now from me, say the insta-kill spider spawned there. You only have a few seconds to react to that, and it's in your way to be able to get away from it as well. And if you don't react quick enough, you're dead. With a shield, you can chuck that on, use barricade, and that will not kill you. You'll be absolutely fine. It's worth bringing a shield, even if you do that 1 in like 50 kills or something. It's just from that, it's worth doing. As well, using things like resonance throughout a fight can save yourself food, which in turn saves yourself money, but it also just means that you can get through kills a lot smoother as well without having to eat as much. And not only that, I use a shield literally just literally for stalling abilities. If I'm running from here and I want to go to, say, anywhere at all, like ED3, I can use my defensive abilities on a shield, and it will store my adrenaline for me as well. This just adds more stuff that you can do. If you don't have a target, you can use the thresholds as well. And honestly guys, if you're going PVMing without a shield, then you're doing something wrong. Bring a shield, even if it's just a defender. You can bring a defender as well. These are just absolutely as good. But as long as you've got access to these shield abilities, then that's pretty much all that matters. Just make sure you bring one of these with you. So useful. And if you don't know what the abilities do, have a read through them. I may actually make a video going over all the defensive abilities, as I know that some people requested that in the past. But shield, 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 shield. How many more times can I say shield? Bring a shield. Okay, so that is it for this video. I hope that you did get something out of this. It was more targeted towards people who are starting to get into PVM and are people who are setting up their presets and stuff like that. These things are definitely worth bringing along. People who don't have this stuff on their preset, if you are doing fine without them, okay, maybe you don't need to absolutely have them, but I will suggest that you do. All of my presets have these things on there, and I would recommend that yours do as well. It will make your life a lot better. It will speed up kills. It will help you out a hell of a lot. Things like the vulnerability bomb, 10% damage is ridiculous. The Ring of Vigour switch, obviously it's another switch to bring, but once you're used to it, you'll use it without even thinking about it, and it becomes second nature. Honestly, I hope this video helps you out. If it did, make sure to leave a like, as it will get suggested to more people that way as well. If you are new to the channel, do subscribe as well. And guys, if you can think of any other items that I haven't mentioned that should be on every single preset, except for the obvious like food and overload, stuff like that, then maybe put it in the comments below, because if anyone else can find anything else and more tips, that's absolutely great. Anyway, again, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to my current channel members. We currently have Chax, Andy V, Sam, and Maka. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. If anyone else is interested in this, there's a join button, buy the sub button, give that a click, and you can see what perks you do get while you do support the channel as well.